Really good to see you again. How are you? How's business?
It's good.
How's the fire drill business?
It's great.
Is it?
Fires happen all over the place because it's been raining so much.
It's raining so much. Any good stories from here or not?
I have nothing. I got nothing.
I know. I hear you. Well, I appreciate. Well, we're coming down to it. We're the policy renews next month. We have, you know, it's been a long process, and in the beginning, you know, you had some hesitation, just because of, you know, the timeline and what you're used to, and with your current broker, he sort of focused on the renewal and didn't focus on the entire length of the policy. And I appreciate you working with me and answering all the questions. And I really think that that we're going to be able to put something in place you're going to be happy with, and the price point's going to be right where we both want it to be. So that's a good thing. I was just I called you here because I wanted to discuss a couple things, but one thing in particular in reference to your policy that I think that that I've noticed that can be an exposure, can be sort of a risk, and something that I think we can improve upon, so that if God forbid something does happen, you'll be covered. Now, if you had to say, what would be your #1 exposure, liability-wise, for your business? Because
I think testing fire drills.
For like writing the fire drill plan for businesses and that kind of stuff. You don't think it would be your general liability policy, like slip and fall?
I don't really have too many people in the office.
Yeah, I was just going to say that you're basically, your business is you write these fire drills, you implement them, so when there's an evacuation or there's a fire, people get out in a timely fashion and everybody's safe. Mm-hmm. That's what you do, right? Mm-hmm. Well, you have your general liability policy and you have your professional liability policy, both which have, you know, good limits, and, you know, $2 million limits on each, which is more than enough for the type of business that you do. And you also have your umbrella policy as well. And your umbrella policy, now, do you know what that is covering?
I think it just goes over top of everything I have.
Is that what your broker told you?
No, I just think that's what I think.
Okay. Do you remember any type of discussion as to what it goes over, or is that what you wanted it to go over?
Yeah, I think he just said, oh, I think you need an umbrella.
Right. So, what if I were to tell you that you are covered, the umbrella is covered on your workman's comp, it goes over the workman's comp, it goes over the commercial auto, it goes over the general liability, but it doesn't go over the biggest exposure, which you just told me. God forbid, you've never had a claim in reference to that. You've never had somebody die or something, have you? In an old age home or something, or a retirement facility? No? Thank God for that. But moving forward, and how long have you been with this broker? With your broker?
4 years.
You've been with your broker for 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
So for 4 years, he's been telling you that it's covered? God forbid, because we just came to that agreement that the biggest exposure is you writing these plans, because you want to make sure people are safe, and that's what Croker Fire Drill does. Now, your umbrella does not cover, it's not on top of that. No. It covers your general liability, but it doesn't cover your professional liability. So for 4 years, you've been paying all this commission and all this, you know, money to your broker, and he told you it was covered when it really isn't. So. I mean that you know, I'm looking out as your best interest as your insurance advisor, and if we were your broker, we would have put that on 4 years ago, because we don't just focus on the renewal, we focus on the entire length of the policy, you know, constant communication. So why don't we put this over top of your, you know, make sure it's covering your biggest exposure, your liability. We'll put it on top of that. It probably won't cost you that much money, maybe a couple $100, but a couple $100 to make sure that you know, sleep well at night. It's definitely worth it, and we'll go from there.
Okay.
All right, good.